Good evening, everybody. This is Lewis Davis once again. Please forgive me for being on a little late, but I was trying to get the information about the new week and what we were going to talk about, and I want to get it together as much as I possibly can. And I do thank you. And let me start off first by saying thank the Lord for us being here one more time to be together. And I hope that this message is something that resonates with you enough to give and share with somebody else. And that's the idea behind these messages. It's not just for me to do these, it's for you to share with somebody else. And so right now, I'm going to turn my book to chapter 2. And chapter 2 is about acceptance. And that is our word for this week, is acceptance. And again, chapter 2. Define the truth and overcome it anyway. Chapter 2 is acceptance. So, I'm going to read you what I put in my book, and then we're going to go through acceptance. And I believe that you should write some stuff down. When you come on, any time we get together, I would ask that you have a piece of paper and a pencil with you, because sometimes there are going to be some things that you may want to go over. It may be some things that you don't understand. May even be some things that you want to ask later on, and you want to come back or DM me or go onto my website, www.lewislegacies.com, and find out about acceptance or adversity or any of the 7. Oh, let me show y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. Check that out. I got a black one on today. Are you ready to face the 7? Let's get back to acceptance, and we'll talk about the t-shirt later. Chapter 2 in the book of acceptance says this: acceptance is a fundamental concept that is the cornerstone for personal and spiritual growth. It acknowledges and embraces reality, including our strengths, weaknesses, and circumstances. Acceptance does not mean resignation or giving up. Instead, it is about recognizing the truth of our situation and finding peace within it. Ooh-wee. So, let me discuss this with you today. Do you know one of the hardest things for teens to learn today is to accept themselves in this world? Because you, young man, or you, young woman, are going through so many pressures that thankfully people like me who are 60 plus, not saying that I'm still not going through things, but things that you're going through now, we had to go through, because again, I'm 60 years old. And so the pressure for you to fit in, the pressure for you to get good grades, the pressure for you to want to hang out with the right group, the pressure for you to do your best, there are immense pressures on you right now. And thank goodness that I wrote this book to talk about some of these things that we can go over together. Because I'm still going through these things too. And that's what I love about these 2 books that I've written. So over the next 14 weeks or so, we're going to be talking about every single one of them. So this week is about acceptance. And I hope you accept what we talk about today. But if you don't, that's great. That's what I want. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me how this message went over with you. Did you accept what it was talking about? Did you accept what it means? Did you accept that it's you? Did you accept that it's not you? The thing about acceptance, and there are 2 points mainly that I want to talk about today with acceptance. And the very first one is accepting you. See, the thing about life, and there are going to be times when you're not going to understand why things have happened to you, why things happened to your family, why things turned out the way that they did. You're going to have to accept conditions or situations as they are. Now, listen to me very closely when I say this. I told somebody this today. There are going to be times in your life when you are going to experience moments, teachable moments. And the thing about these moments is it's not what is going to happen to you. Because again, I'm going to tell you every week, that there are going to be times in your life when things are going to happen to you, and there's nothing that's going to change that except how you handle them. And I'm glad I'm telling you this, because I don't want you to grow up, young man, young woman. I don't want you to grow up and your parents, your friends, your loved ones forget to tell you that in this life, in the Bible, it says, Jesus said, in this life, you will have trouble. So there's no way out of the trials, the tribulations, the situations, the conditions, some of those that you're going to go through, that you're not going to go through them. I'm here to tell you that you will. Accept that. Accept the fact. And when you do, when you accept the fact that things are going to happen in your life. Now, the one thing I also want you to remember is you actually do have some control over some of the things that happen. It's called a decision. You have the power to make decisions that guide your life, that direct your decisions, that direct your outcomes and results based on what it is you decide to do. I want you to remember this. Write this down somewhere. Thoughts cause feelings. Feelings cause actions. And then actions cause results. So there's going to be times when something is going to happen to you, and it's the direction of your mindset and how that teachable moment that's going to come to you comes to you. It will determine if things are going to work out in a good way or in a negative way, and for how long too. But understand, young man, young woman, that there are things in life that are going to happen to you. Situations, conditions. Even now, if you look around your family and you wonder sometimes, how did we get here? Why are we not more financially stable, more spiritually stable? Let me make sure that you understand, I understand the relationship that we have to have with God. We have to accept Him. He's always there. But the thing is, what do you believe about Him, if you even believe in a God? I always got to put that out there too, not always, but I must say this too, because you need to know that. And on social media, I listen to and I read and I understand and I scratch my head at so many different people now who are trying to make you believe there's no God, who are trying to make you believe that life and form and everything just existed. It just came to be, molecular, whatever came together, molecules came together and invented this human being. No. Let me let you know, there is a God. And they're going to ask me, well, how do I know? Because of the relationship I have with Him. Because I accepted the fact that I cannot do or be or have or give or love or trust or give grace to or have mercy for other people unless something, someone higher than me gave it to me, extended it to me. So I had to accept God in my life, and thank God that He accepted me. So in your life, you're going to have to make decisions, and you're going to have to be able to discern if that decision is a good decision. And so when you accept the fact that you're going to go through people bullying you at school, you're going to go through people talking about you, you're going to go through situations where somebody, a classmate or somebody's going to talk about your family or talk about you, talk about the clothes you wear, talk about the games you don't have. There are always going to be situations in your life, young man and young woman, that somebody is not going to like something you do, something you have, something you give, something that you're going to be. There are going to be times when you are going to be tested. And there are things called moments that we all go through. And it's not always the same situation. But the wheel was never reinvented. So everything that somebody is going through, somebody else came out of it. Every situation, young man, that you're dealing with as far as who you are when you look in the mirror. And the question for you is this. You know, when you look in the mirror, who are you becoming? And do you like what you see? See, it's good, he says, it is good to be in the mirror and to have people to talk about you at school or at home. You know, they said Michael Jackson's father talked about his nose and what he looked like. And inside here, this is what I'm trying to get to you all. Inside here, there was something that he had to do to either accept who he was and how he looked or change it. Now, we all know now that, you know, his skin condition, it was a condition. It wasn't something he was just trying to do. He actually had a skin condition. But when people are going to talk about you, and they will, and I don't know if you look and notice, have you ever noticed that on top of my forehead, there is a mole? And I could have easily gotten rid of this mole a long time ago. But it has become a part of me, and I had to accept that. And people still talk about me about it now, or they'll be looking at me and they'll be talking to me and they'll keep looking up. They'll keep looking up. And I'd be wondering, I used to wonder, what were they looking at? But now when they do it and I catch them doing it, I say, that's a part of me. And so I accepted that that mole is a part of me. I'm not trying to look perfect for anybody else, but I am trying to be the best me for me. So I had to accept my fears. I had to accept my shortcomings. I had to accept not being perfect. I had to accept not looking the best. I had to accept not being over 6 feet tall. Oh, I wish that I was 6 feet tall. I had to accept these things in my life. And just like I want you to do the same thing. When you tell somebody about this video for today, ask them, who are they becoming in this life? Are there any pressures in their life right now that they need to come and talk to us about? And do you like what you see in the mirror? I'm not the best looking man in the world. I'm far from the worst. I don't have the greatest attitude, but it's far from the worst. I don't have degrees all over the place, but I'm not a dummy. And these same things apply to you every single day that God allows us to wake up. He gives us a chance to become a better you. And you don't have to listen to the noise or to people talking about you or telling you you're less than, telling you that you don't belong, telling you you're too fat, telling you you're too skinny, telling you you're too small, telling them you're too tall. You don't have to listen to anything they say unless you want to. Watch that. Once you decide that that person has merit in your life, you lose. Because you gave them the power that God gave you. See, you have a power. We all have a superpower. And one of the things about the superpower that I'm talking about today is accepting who you are. You must accept who you are. Now, I want to say this as well. Because just because you have to accept who you are right now does not mean that you always have to accept the conditions, the situations, the trials, the tribulations, and the things that are going on in your life as gospel. What I mean by that is just because you don't have $5 extra in your pocket today doesn't mean you can't find a way to get it. Just because you're only 6'2" today and you still may have a few more years to grow doesn't mean you're not going to grow some more. And even if you don't grow anymore, the good thing about it is you take what God gave you and you use that 6'2" frame. It doesn't mean that you haven't graduated from college, that that you're not smarter than the next person, or you're not smarter, or you don't have more because that person next to you graduated from college. Do you know that a lot of people graduate from college with degrees and they don't even use them? What I'm trying to get you to understand, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I am. I am. I am strong. I am powerful. I am motivated. I am loved. You have to be able to accept where you are in life, but you also have to know you can get out of it. Like I just told you, that wheel hasn't been reinvented. For every problem, there's a solution. For every thought that somebody came up with to try to talk about you, it's really a reflection of themselves. Did you know that? So that's why I say it's hard, just as hard for that person that's talking about you as it is for you. Because that person has not accepted who they are. They have not accepted their shortcomings. They have not accepted their flaws, their fears. They have not accepted their scarcity. They're so busy trying to change you to be who they want you to be connected with them. But the idea, young man, young woman, is that they're doing that because of their own flaws, shortcomings, and things that are not going right for them. You don't have to fall into their trap. Look at yourself in the mirror every morning and say to yourself, this is who I am. And I love me some me. This is who I am. And I love me some me. And when you start to tell yourself that over and over again, your confidence will begin to grow, because you're going to accept where you are. Now watch this. But you don't have to stay in the condition that you are in. That's what I want you to understand. And then the best part about this, as I wrap this part up, is once you accept who you are in your life, you can start making changes to where you're headed. Because you don't have to accept the fact that you think you're gonna always be poor. You think you're gonna always be spiritually less than the next person. You think that you're less than because of some of the mistakes that you've made. You have to accept your situation as it is. Take responsibility and accountability for it. But you don't have to stay there. I want you to know that. You don't have to stay in the situation that you're in. And decisions help you get out of it. And don't you know, I said this before, I'll say it again. You are one decision away from a life-altering change for the better. Only one. And so it is good to talk about this with somebody else. This is why I'm doing this for you, young man, or for you, young lady. Because I want you to be able to come to a platform to know that you can make decisions, that we will help you make them. You can listen to my videos and help you think about stuff that you might be going through. And one video with one message could tell you that, hey, I shouldn't do this. Or, I really should do that. Thank you for letting me know. Or it could be a message that somebody, friend, family member could need, and you got it for them. I'm not going to stop doing videos. I love doing that for you, because I want you to know there is a place for you to come and talk to somebody. There's a place that you can voice your opinion. My website is open and available for you to come on there, leave me a message, and I'll talk about you the next week. And I don't have to give you my name, give you your name, or give your name out. We can talk about stuff, and it doesn't have to be you, but you'll know it's you. All you have to do is come on the next week. But I'm here, and I have people coming on every week that chime in and give me motivational bit of advice. My sister just chimed in saying, make a choice to make a change. Beautiful, sis. Make a choice to make a change. So that means you don't have to stay where you are. And then let me say this. Once you have finally made the decision to accept who you are, it is going to be a whole lot easier for you because there will be less anxiety, there will be less stress, there will be less worry, there will be less of the things that you don't need in your life because you accepted, hey, right now I'm drawing a line in the sand. This is who I am. This is the condition I'm in. This is what I have. This is what I'm dealing with. You get to do this. One more time. Do you know why? Because it's less stress on you when you have accepted that this is where you are. I'm 14, 15 to 22 years old. My life hasn't been great, but I know a whole lot of situations that I got out of, a whole lot of situations that I didn't get involved in, and a whole lot of situations that are waiting for me to make a decision, good or bad. Do I talk about somebody? Do I hit somebody? Do I speak badly about a person? Do I pull a trigger? Do I fight with somebody? Or do I get to love on that person? Do I get to tell that person thank you? Do I get to tell that person I'm so grateful that you're in my life? Do I get to hug that person, give them a high five, give them some dap, and tell them thank you for being in my life? See, once you accept who you are no, look, listen, let me tell you this before I end this. You are important to me and everybody listening to this video. Everybody in your home. Your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, your niece, your nephew, your mom, your dad, and anybody else that's in your circle that you interact with. You are important. You are valuable. You are worthy. You don't have to go out here and rob anybody. You don't have to go out here and break into anybody's business. You don't need things like you think you do. Things will come to you eventually. Some of them things that those young men are breaking into buildings and stuff, they don't even keep them. And the fact that they're doing what they're doing, or young women, I don't know, the fact that they're doing what they're doing, it will only bring them temporary satisfaction. And then they got to go do it again. But in the meantime, their conscience is bothering them. Guilt overtakes them. And then they got to worry about doing it again. And then they got to worry about getting caught. But not you. Not you, young man. Not you, young woman. You don't have to follow anybody. You be you. You be you. My grandson and I, we had a conversation yesterday because I heard that he said a bad word. And so I asked him, why did you say that bad word? He said, because I heard somebody else say it. You don't have to do what somebody else is doing. You can say no. In my own life, when I was growing up, a friend of mine offered me a chance to make some money selling drugs. And even though I didn't have a lot of money, that wasn't who I was. And I had already accepted that that's who I was. And I didn't have to be rich. I had a job. And I didn't have to worry about going to sleep at night. And I didn't have to worry about somebody hitting me upside my head. And I didn't have to worry about things not coming to me. My life played out the way it has so far because of the decisions that I made or didn't make. I got 5 minutes. So I want you to know that, listen, you can make decisions. And the decision that I made with him was to simply say, no, that's not me. And I thank God that I did. And unfortunately, my friend is no longer here. And it's been 26 years now. And it was drugs that took him out. So just imagine, had I not made the right decision, not said no and said yes, followed him to try to do that, I probably wouldn't be here. But I know that God had a plan for me. Today is my plan. I had to do this message today to tell you to be a leader, not a follower. To do something greater, not lesser. That was from my sister again, you all. Thanks, sis. I love you so much. But you don't have to follow anybody. Become your own woman. Become your own young man. Think about the things you do every single day. Sometimes you may have to write down what it is that you're going to do for that day. But understand, accept where you are, but also accept the fact that you don't have to stay there. And then when you do that, when you finally decide to accept where you are and you start to make changes, or you see things in your life that you can be different, do different, give different, have different, when you start to see those things happening in your life that you can change based on decisions, good decisions that you make, good decisions that you talk about with somebody else, things that you hear from somebody else, and then you make decisions on that. When you start to see those things happening for you, it will be so much easier for you to accept others the way they are. That you don't have to go out and judge nobody else because you're too busy judging yourself. That you don't have to be like somebody else because you're too busy trying to be the best you can be for that day and the day after and the day after. You don't have to worry about hitting on somebody or beating on somebody because you're too busy trying to love, trying to change, trying to give, trying to be, trying to do for that other person. You don't have to follow. You can be a leader. You don't have to follow the bad examples because everything that you follow is not always a bad thing. But the things that you can change. The things that you can accept about yourself, accept them. But make sure that you pass your own grace on to that person. Give yourself some grace about yourself. You know, there are a lot of times when I sing in the choir or I lead a song that I never go back and watch it again. And I know it's recorded. Because I've accepted that whatever came up, came out. I don't have to watch it again. Not that. Because it was all for the glory of God. It wasn't about me anyway. So I don't have to watch it to see. I already know if I made a mistake. I already know if I missed a note. I already know if I didn't meet my own projection. But I've accepted that because that's me. And this is why I'm trying to tell you the same thing. Make sure you pass this video on to somebody. Please share this with somebody, young man or young woman who's having acceptance issues, thinking that they're less than, thinking that they don't fit in, thinking that they're not enough, thinking that they don't have enough money, thinking that you are enough. You are valuable. You are wise. You are intelligent. You are important. You are exactly what we need you to be. But more importantly, you are exactly what you need to be. I'm closing it like this. There is always going to be a time when something is not going to meet either your expectations or what you think it should be. But the thing about life, and the thing that I love about life, is that you can accept where you are. Accept responsibility for the things that you did or the decisions that you didn't make that made you end up the way you are. But the best thing about life is you get to change your situation, as the song said. Change your situation. You get to do that through your decision making and a mindset that says, I don't have to conform to everything that's going on in this world, but I can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Remember that. And then you could help your fellow classmate, your brother, your sister, your niece, your nephew. Help them to see things the way you see them. Help them to say, I don't have to talk about people. We're all going through something. Help them to change and see themselves differently, just like you're doing. So the more you know, the more you grow. Okay? Don't forget, Define the Truth and Overcome It Anyway, Volume 2. This week we're going to be talking about the 7. Good night, sis. Thank you. Are you ready to face the 7? I'm going to be giving these t-shirts out. I'm selling them as well. I love this because it has every one of the obstacles that we're going through right now. Are you ready to face the 7? Adversity. This week, acceptance, decision making, self-confidence, patience, limitations, and change. If you're ready, prove it. You're going to go through something this week, or if you do go through something this week, I'd love to know or hear about it. LewisLegacies.com. And the one person who gives me the best obstacle that they overcame on this t-shirt will receive a t-shirt. I'll choose one person. But you're going to start seeing this t-shirt more and more because I'm going to start giving them away and I'm going to start selling them as well. Because I believe in this. I believe in facing the 7. I believe that we can overcome and have a better life, a better purpose in life if we accept these 7, know that we're going to go through them, but also know there is a solution. Let me do this for you right quick. I'm going to give you an affirmation that I want you to say this week. Remember this. On Friday, I will repeat it. Say to yourself every morning, I accept my current circumstances and trust my ability to create a better future. That is in this book. I have affirmations for each chapter in the book. This one is, I accept my current circumstances and trust my ability to create a better future. Hey, let me hear from you this week. DM me. Go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whichever one. I'm on all of them. And leave me a message. Tell me what you're going through. Tell me one of these 7 that you're dealing with. And then let me know how you're dealing with it and let me know how you overcame it. Let me know. Because I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. Even when I was growing up, when I was 14 to 18 years old, I had to accept that I wasn't great at anything, in any sport, but I was good in all of them. But I wasn't great. But I accepted that. And I didn't mind. I played the best that I could, did the best that I could in any of the sports at school. But the one thing I accepted was, hey, it is what it is. But I want you to do the same thing and say to yourself, it is what it is. But don't forget the affirmation on acceptance. I'll repeat it one more time and I'm going to let you go. I accept. Look in the mirror like I'm looking in. There's a mirror right here, you all. I accept my current circumstances and trust my ability to create a better future. Don't forget that this week. Accept it, but understand that you have an ability to create a better future. And I'll see you next Monday, but you'll see me in videos all week. And this week is about acceptance. Peace.